Hi, it's Scott, ROCKFILE, back with another podcast review. Got to talk about the 2024 martial arts film, Striking Rescue. Movie was released in 2024, got a home video release in 2025. I'm just seeing it in 2026. It's about $13 on Amazon. Striking Rescue stars Tony Jaa as a veteran Muay Thai expert who goes on a take-no-prisoners mission of revenge after his wife and daughter are brutally murdered by mysterious forces. This is a good action film brought down by some seriously melodramatic, over-the-top parts where, the main character drops to his knees and screams at the sky when somebody dies or something bad happens. It's one of those kind of things. And they stop down almost too much for those kind of scenes, and they go on a little bit too long. But the fight scenes are brutal. I've seen some Tony Jaa fans, they expected a little more creativity out of them, but I think they went for a really grounded, realistic form of martial arts for the fight scenes, because as they go through the movie, they're all pretty good. We would like probably a little bit more spectacular fight in the end with the bad guy, but I still thought it was good. These are some brutal fight scenes. Matter of fact, the one early on, if you see the movie, they're in a car and there's just a bunch of dudes running at the car, jumping on the car, punching through the windshield, punching through the side windows. The camera is here, there, everywhere. It's being passed back and forth. It's all around the car. It's in the car. It's out of the car. That was one of the most chaotic action scenes I've ever seen in a movie. Like, I don't even know how they pulled that off without hurting anybody. And I could say that about a lot of the stunts. It's what I've always loved about Tony Jaa movies. The martial arts shown in those movies are brutal. And how are these guys not getting hurt when they take knees and elbows to certain parts of their bodies and stuff like that? Like I said, the movie was entertaining for an hour and 40 minutes. Reviews on Rotten Tomatoes are mostly good or to mediocre. It wants to be more than it is, but I don't think you could ask for it to be much more. It almost turns into The Raid by the last third of it, where he's kind of in a location where he's got to take a bunch of guys out. I thought the martial arts were great. I thought Tony Jaa did a great job, and I had no idea up until I started reading about this movie that Tony Jaa was fighting cancer. Last year it was announced he had pancreatic cancer, I believe, stage 3. So that he made this movie while he was sick was pretty impressive as well. He's still with us, fortunately, and I don't know how that's going, but I really missed this when it first came out, and it was on a trailer for one of those, here's some movies that you probably missed in the last year, and I'm like, that looks great. Well, it was great, and I'd love to give it high marks, but like I said, there is a lot of melodrama that's in between the fight scenes that may or may not be your cup of tea, but if you can get through that to get to the fights, they're brutal Tony Jaa fights just like you like, and it plays out as you kind of expect. I was really thrilled with the action, not so much thrilled with the melodrama, but overall, I'd give the movie a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's definitely worth it if you're a Tony Jaa fan, a fan of martial arts films. It's just not The Raid. It's not even The Raid 2. Might be under that. Maybe one of those Killzone movies or something like that. I like Tony Jaa. I'm sorry that he's fighting cancer, and I think it's great he put out a movie that is a throwback to the Ong Bak movies, the movies he started his career with. That's what it reminded me of most. So if you want to see it, Striking Rescue is actually not a bad flick. It's available on Blu-ray. It has yet to get a 4K release in this country. Well Go, the company that released it, did a pretty good job. There is just a little extra. All the trailers are really the only extras on here. There was one behind the scenes of the making of, and that was about it. But overall, what do you want for $13 on a Blu-ray for an action film starring Tony Jaa? You want 90 minutes to 104 minutes of butt-kicking action, and you get a lot of that, with a heavy dose of melodrama as well. But I thought it was okay and a great way to waste time, especially if you're in the mood for a martial arts flick. Won't change your life, probably won't stick with you much longer after it's over, but it is worthy of watching. So check out Striking Rescue if you're so inclined and you like Tony Jaa. I'm Scott at ROCKFILE. More podcasts are on the way. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a spectacular day.